The following interviews and events were originally filmed so that I might use pieces of each to eventually make a summation video about my experiences with the raw food diet and its community here in Boulder. I've since come to consider that the information contained in each session might be valuable for raw foodists or others interested in the subject, so I decided to present as much of each complete event as possible. Many thanks go to CATV, Boulder's public access community television station, for the opportunity to work on these videos as a way to develop my skills in video production. And I do hope that there is useful information here for anyone interested in the raw food diet and lifestyle.
I need to get my own scene going and just feel good about that. And
So tell me a little bit more about yourself, Doug Walsh.
what do you want to know? Anything specific, or?
How old are you and those kind of things?
I am 37, soon to be 38, and
You're from the Midwest? Where
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania originally, and I just came out to Boulder about I think it was 1990, and I actually came out here to grad school. I was in CU, civil engineering program for renewable energy systems for homes. I was doing solar energy, wind energy, that sort of thing. And it's just, I guess after a year in the program, I just realized that I didn't want an intellectual career. It's just not the aspect of myself that I really wanted to develop. I wanted to develop heartfelt connections to whatever I was doing or whoever I was with. And I felt like the more I focused on intellectual things, the stronger my intellect would become, and it would be then more difficult for me to tune into, what my heart was saying. And I also I fell in love at that time with the mountains of Colorado, and so there was something really passionate in my life, and it was like everything in me was just wanting to be in the mountains as much as I possibly could, just because it was such bliss for me, and I just, it's all I wanted to do. And I didn't want to be in little rooms where they were filling up blackboards with little symbols and then erasing the whole board and starting over, and there weren't any windows in these rooms, and would sit in there for hours, and it's just like, there's no passion in that for me, So I quit after a year, and I love Boulder because of the alternative stuff happening here. I was a vegan at the time. I became a vegan in '88 after reading Diet for New America by John Robbins. And so I'd been living in the East Coast area, having difficulty finding things that I was interested in eating. Like, I was into soy milk at that time, and it was just difficult to find that sort of stuff back there. So when I came to Boulder and discovered there was a vegetarian market, I was like, felt like I'd died and gone to heaven. There were health food stores all over the place. Even the conventional markets seemed to have organic produce, and I just thought that was really cool. And there was just all kinds of stuff going on here that sort of expanded my world, I guess you could say. And the mountains certainly did that as well. So I just I decided I wanted to work for Outward Bound, and I started building my skills in the mountains to be able to do that. It took me about 2 years. And then I got hired for Outward Bound in '94. I worked as a mountaineering instructor for their alpine mountaineering courses, 24 days. And that was amazing, just being up in the mountains and getting paid for it. And since the mid-'90s, I think I started to get really interested in health food, or improving my diet even more around the mid-'90s. I just started reading everything I could get my hands on, and I came across a book, a couple of books actually, Fit for Life 2 by the Diamonds, and Gabriel Cousens' book, Conscious Eating. And something just clicked in my head. It was just like I made this connection between like my passion for nature, being out in nature, and my eating, because I'd always go out into nature and get into these like incredible bliss states, you know, like just totally joy flowing through me. And I'd come back to civilization and I'd be out of money. I'd have to get some job that I wouldn't be really excited about. And slowly but surely I'd watch my joy and my bliss just fade away. And that just kind of, you know, I didn't like that. So I saw this connection. It was like, well, if I have to be in civilization, at least I can eat food that has the vitality and just aliveness of nature in it. And so maybe I can, whatever's amping me up out in the wilderness, whatever's just getting me juiced up and full of zest for life, maybe if I eat food that has that energy in it, it can continue to transfer some of that aliveness into me and help my civilization experience be more positive. So that's, you know, what got me into raw foods. And it just made so much sense, you know. It's just like we're the only species on the planet that cooks our food, and you know, we're also the only other species that has major degenerative disease problems. There are some animals that have degenerative disease problems, but they're usually connected with humans in some way and eating processed human food that humans have created. So it just made total sense to me, and also like from a spiritual perspective, it just made sense. It was like every time I ate a raw food, or it was like I was bringing nature into me and almost making a statement to the universe that, you know, I want to be a part of nature. It's like I wanted to be someone walking the planet that was as much a part of nature and as natural as a tree growing in the forest, or so that all my expressions and everything I did was totally in alignment with whatever that energy source is that's creating and running nature. I just wanted to, you know, if an alien would come to the planet and see me walking around, they'd be like, oh yeah, this is one of the humans. They're kind of like, you know, they're just similar to the trees or similar to the bears or so, you know. It's just like I'm a totally part of nature. I'm like part of the earth. That's, you know, what I want. That's like my intent for my life. So when I eat a raw food, it's like I'm making a statement to the universe as to what I want to nourish me and what I want to, you know, you become what you eat in a sense. And so I want to become a part of nature. So it's just like every bite, you know, this is what I want. I want to be natural. So that's why I do it, why I eat this way, raw foods. It's not so much a health thing, although, you know, I love being healthy because I love being out in nature, and to do that you have to be healthy. So that's a nice side benefit. But it's more of like just a connection with nature for me, and so there's a natural enthusiasm and excitement in me when I see a meal that still has the energy and vitality and aliveness that's present in nature in the food. When I see food like that, it's just like, wow, you know, something in me just sort of perks up and I get excited. It's just like, hey, I want to eat you. I mean, in a sense, like when you eat something, you enter into a relationship with it, you know, and what I'm interested in being in a relationship with is nature, and just a give and take, a giving and a receiving, and you know, to be part of something, there has to be when you're part of something, there's a giving and receiving, there's an exchange that's happening with the other aspects of what you're a part of. So I'm interested in giving and exchanging with nature, and being a part of it. And humans are part of nature too, you know. Though humans like to think they're not part of nature. They like to think they're separate from nature, but that's really not the case.
So how long have you